Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at nbnrpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Utter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me. He's like, you know what you just did?
You get mad when you go get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR.
God! Oh, that was good.
That was very good.
Wow. That was a good one.
Right on time.
Saw me rearing up.
He chuckled at what are you going to do? Get in the portal and go to another podcast?
He liked that one.
Johnny the Jet Rogers, everybody. That
the
was,
one and only.
That was awesome.
Shout out, Johnny.
That's a legendary line.
Yeah. By a legendary man.
Yeah.
It's almost like he maybe planned it out before he said it. I don't know.
He was sitting in his car outside. Like, all right.
Well, what's a good quip?
That's a good one.
All right. Go Big Red. Indeed. No block. No rock. Season 3, episode 32?
No.
33?
Why do you keep fucking it up?
I don't know.
33.
Because Brandon Jackson was Cody Glenn.
It goes up one a
It's
week.
33.
So Javin Wright then.
Sure.
Bam.
It goes up one a week.
I know.
Sure. Let's talk about other people that
It's my fault.
play.
Don't worry. Just chill for a second. All right. Let me get this back on track. It's off the rails a little bit. Let me get it back on track.
Isn't Wilhelm 33?
Who?
Wilhelm Bradenbach.
No, he's 32. Fuck.
God damn
it.
We're losing it.
He was 32. I tried. I don't fucking know.
Jared. Okay, sorry. We are at the Nebraska Brewing Company. Duh. Every week. Doesn't matter what episode it is. 32, 33, 1. Nebraska Brewing Company. 108th and Harrison. In La Vista, Nebraska, 68128. Fellas, let's go around. Let's talk about the drinks that we are drinking. I will start. I'm drinking a Bessie the Sugar Mama.
Wow.
Which is a milk stout.
Correct. Yeah.
Not a coffee stout.
Not a coffee stout.
Is it
okay.
only because the Farrell's is gone?
It's a big reason.
Yeah.
And I think it's this guest that we have over here. He planted the seed because he came in. He's like, I'm a stout guy. I'm a stout drinker. I go, yeah.
And then you're going to be disappointed because they don't have the one that you're thinking of in your brain, but it is still good.
I have like 8 stouts out there. It's not my fault you have a bad palate.
Hey, I'm just saying I have a common palate.
A simp. He's a simp.
Yeah.
Well, let's just transition over to our guest real quick. Dwayne.
Yo.
And I am saying this correctly, right?
Yes.
Dwayne.
Yes.
Are you drinking a Bessie?
This is a Bessie.
Okay.
And it's almost gone.
Top them off. What are you waiting for? Top
We got more. We got more.
This is a wonderful drink.
Yeah, there we go. The Bessie the Sugar Mama.
Yeah.
Hits the stout mark.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's not a coffee, but it's okay. It's okay.
Your coffee stout?
Yeah, I like the coffee stout. Like I like it. 11 a.m. kickoff. You
Don't
bust out a little coffee stout.
Dwayne, don't
Come on.
feed into
Hey,
this.
pound
They
the
do this
table. Dwayne, pound the table.
They do this every fucking week. Don't feed into this.
Hey, Paul, I know you're listening. Come on now.
Come on, Paul.
Come on, Paul. We
dude,
love you.
Like, you're good at your job, but you could be a little better. You could do this one thing.
But keep giving us beers. We love that. Yeah. Connor, you are drinking something different today, and we have to call it out. What are you drinking today?
I am, and I did this intentionally, mostly because I wanted to see your reactions. I am drinking the cold beer, baby.
That is a great beer.
That's its name. It's
amazing label.
Cold beer.
That's its name.
Cold beer.
It's not false advertising.
It is exactly when you order it and you say, I want a cold beer. That's what you fucking get.
It's like, okay, well,
it tastes like beer.
And it's
cold.
It's cold.
That's what it's meant to be.
You have a couple, you feel good.
I got to show you the artwork. It's an eagle flying over Chimney Rock. It's the most
right above
American
us.
shit.
Look straight up.
Shit, it is right above us.
Chasing cold beer.
Yeah, it is right above us. That's hilarious. I forgot I hung it.
It's fantastic.
And when he pulls a tap handle,
dude, it's awesome.
when he pulls a tap handle, it goes.
Yeah. My neighbors hate it. I have a kegerator in my apartment. I pour a beer. The eagle screams at like 1 a.m. So
1 a.m. on a Tuesday. You're like, just a screech.
Hey, no one said Tuesday. It was implied, but no one said it. But yeah, a lot of noise complaints.
Kyle,
what are you drinking?
Everyone, Kyle.
Kyle.
I'm going to the old trusty, the Taco Vesa.
What?
The Taco Vesa?
There you go.
Yeah.
He's like, Taco Vesa. Like, what? Stop.
They took our job, Taco Vesa.
Jesus.
Turkerverser.
Kyle,
look,
you
if I
gotta
don't
give me a rundown on this drink. What
Yeah,
is it?
yeah. If I don't switch up the beer, I at least gotta switch up how I say it, right?
No.
No.
So the Taco Vesa for everyone and Dwayne. This right here is
he
like
not everyone?
your very this is like your common beer, right? Like, so if somebody comes in the brewery and they're like, yeah, I'm not much of a craft beer drinker. That's why I asked you right when you walked in, like, are you a craft beer drinker?
Yeah.
Because if you're not necessarily like, in the know,
If your palate isn't crafty,
right,
you drink the.
you drink the Taco Vesa.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So I always tell people like Taco Vesa is like a Corona, but it tastes good.
It doesn't have skunkiness. You know, like when you drink a Corona or really
Yeah.
any Mexican beer, it's got that like that.
Yeah. It's Corona, but it's
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
tastes good.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Mike, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a beer that is specifically brewed for the AAA affiliate of my favorite baseball team, the Omaha Storm Chasers. They did get a rebrand with some sweet new cans, and so I thought, why not drink a world-class beer at a world-class brewery?
Dude,
So
the new cans did turn out dope.
yeah, they look
So,
good.
If you have not seen the new cans, which I would imagine many of you haven't yet, they are actually, it is 3 different labels in each 6-pack. It is the home whites, the aways, and the alternate blues. Each can, the number on the can is the year that jersey got rolled out. And the side of the can will tell you a story about a player that played for the team during that year.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
Stir it
no,
up.
it's a dope partnership. We get to go to a bunch of Storm Chasers games. We get to hang out with the players. We're actually doing, I believe next month, doing an event with the players where they're going to come sign cans, sign memorabilia. Like it's going to be super fun.
We should
Who's
really
that?
do a
Who's that?
collab with that.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, we have microphones and there's a lot of
Yeah.
players. I'm just
Just
throwing it out
kind
there.
of sitting. The opportunity just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, what asshole on this podcast dropped the ball on that? Yeah, no, I know it was me.
He's like,
you
I'm
don't
the
have to
asshole.
point. You don't have to point. I know it was me.
Just in case anyone was confused.
But no, we started making the beer in 13. It had the same label for a long time, and the rebrand was kind of us working together with the franchise. They're great people. The whole Storm Chasers franchise is fantastic.
Man.
Well, didn't the guy come out and tailgate with us last year?
Marty
Yeah.
Cordero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marty
One of the
Cordero is
guys-
the president of the Storm Chasers.
Yeah, he came out and tailgated with us at the tailgate
Yeah.
for the Storm Chaser game. It was pretty
That's
fun.
dope.
The whole franchise is just full of great people. So I'm excited. You know, it was great to see them win their back-to-back national championships in 14-15. Who's counting? But, you know,
Yeah.
honestly, I think they're back.
They're back.
I think they're back.
Yeah, the
Mike,
Storm
what do you
Chasers
think?
are the Royals because I
Chasers.
like when
Chasers.
the Royals are good because that's my Major League Baseball team.
I like
But-
when the Chasers are good because they drink a lot of beer when they're good.
I drink a lot of beer if they're bad or good. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike.
Anyways,
Driving the economy here.
we have a great idea of maybe being like a side Storm Chasers podcast and do some collab with the players and all that stuff. That'd be pretty cool. But this is a Nebraska podcast, and we do have D. Wayne with us.
Hey yo.
The man who's busy. He's got his own planner. Like he's big time.
Based in Chicago, no less.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Big time.
Shout out to Nicole.
Hey, shout out Nicole. Thank you.
Shout out
Thank you
Nicole.
for getting us D. Wayne on the pod. Nicole. I am the only person sitting at this table that has Nebraska season tickets, and so I listen
Flex.
to you
Well,
every
flex a little
twice
harder.
a week, probably. So
Yeah.
it's nice to have you sitting here, and I sit up top, so like you're
heck
usually really far away.
Yeah.
I look about this small. And
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought you would be taller in person.
Man, everyone says that. But can I be honest with y'all? I wear Doc Martens when I'm down there.
I was going to make a joke.
So them suckers have these thick things on them.
Yeah.
Because I'm 5'8", but I gotta be like roster 5'8". So I want to be like, 5'10".
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So
5'10" on the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they make you wear docs? Did they
No.
say, hey, you got to wear these?
absolutely not. In fact, I don't even know. I usually ask before I put on some like random brand just in case. But no, they didn't ask me to wear them. They usually prefer that I wear Adidas.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They want
checks,
that. They want the brand repped
And
for
Adidas,
sure.
Hey, I'm an Adidas fan. I got my Adidas on now.
Are
Yeah.
they throwing you free shoes?
You get free merch or what?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
hell yeah.
hell
They-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, if you could, like how they throw the T-shirts out, they never hit the top.
Man.
I'm just telling you, I'm in the first row of the top, and I never get nothing.
They got
Oh.
the T-shirt guns, little.
Yeah, they don't get that high. They go the 200s. They don't get us poor people in the 300s.
So I gotta walk up there and hand you one.
Yeah.
Bring a little tub.
Hey, you said it, not me. I'm just.
You bring up throwing shirts. How strong's your arm? Could
Is
you
it
throw
lacking?
a pair of Ultra Boosts up to the 200?
But I'm like,
Hey, I want your Doc Martens.
right? Yeah. I slide them off. You make the half court shot, you get Dwayne's shoes.
Oh, that's
Great.
so
I'll
great.
come take that shot.
You know, then I'll be short man down there. Standing next to some of those guys, I feel like a toddler. Man.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, that's the wrong sport to be an MC for.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
If there's a height complex,
If there is anything, like those guys are, like even the guards are 6'4", and you're like, shit.
Yeah.
Unless you're Sam Griesel and you're 6'9", it's like, holy fuck.
When you dap them up, they have to like do this.
Oh,
down. It's just to dap you up.
They say, "What's up, little man?"
It's like back to first grade. I'm staring straight up at people.
Exactly.
It's very nice to meet you.
Well, like Mike was saying, we are a Nebraska-based podcast. We talk about Nebraska sports, and you are obviously, what do we call you? The on-court personality, entertainment for Nebraska basketball. If you could just get into how you got that job to begin with.
So I got this job in 2017. Originally, actually, I was auditioning for the women's basketball announcer spot that belongs to Connor now. And after that, they kind of asked if I would be open to a different position that wasn't announcing the women's games. I said, sure. They explained that I would just be on the court with a microphone, entertaining the crowd. And I'm like, yes, that's my bread and butter. You know, been doing pep rallies since high school, right? Do you remember those days?
Oh yeah,
High schools, yeah. So I was the cat down on the court, making fun of myself and laughing at the seniors in high school, and it was cool to kind of have an opportunity to pick that up and do it again.
Yeah.
How hard is it to entertain a bunch of Mike Delawares in the crowd?
Hey,
God.
It has to be very difficult.
Civil out there. I just
Mike's easily entertained.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's just-
jingle a set of keys, and he's gonna be just fine.
I mean, you throw a Red Panda out there, that'll do it.
Dude, that was fucking sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
Red
Every time
Panda.
she comes,
Dude, she's amazing. Getting to meet the halftime acts is always a crazy amount of fun because they have all different backgrounds. They're all cool people. They generally are trying to relax before their show. And then right after their show, they're trying to relax again because you give a lot of energy out there.
Oh, yeah.
But to your point about entertaining the crowd, my job is to kind of take people's experience from, step one to step two. So if you come in and you've had a really long day and, you see me down there, I'm like, all of that, most people will block most of that out. Like they're not paying dead attention to me. My job is to kind of raise the energy of the entire arena. So if you're sitting there and you're going, oh man, I had a tough day. And by the time we get to tip off, you're like, this isn't so bad. I've done my job.
Right. That's a start, right?
Yeah. And that makes me feel good. So it's difficult for, to entertain, like solely entertain, because it isn't a small audience who's there to look at a stage and watch an entertainer. They're hoping for an outcome, and their needs are not going to be met until they know that outcome.
Right.
So my job is to kind of hold them over and keep everyone at least okay with the energy that's in the room until they know the outcome.
Yeah. I know like a lot of comics talk about like Friday night shows always are kind of like, I don't want to say like worse, but like they're not as fun as like Saturday because most people spend all day at work and then they go and they have to sit there and listen to somebody just talk for an hour. I mean, granted, it's who they want to go see, right? But like I can only imagine like you're in those shoes and then say the team's getting blown out and then it's
Nebraska?
like no one's happy and you just have to go out there and just try to let's have fun.
Yes.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Really?
It's 69-40, but woo!
Yes. All right, y'all, here we go with another t-shirt toss.
Yeah.
I've done it before, man. But, the rule doesn't change. Someone's still in there because they chose to spend their night off with us. So it is like I'm going to go down there and do my daggone job because someone in there is like, yay, I get to come to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Actually, I think I got so hardline on this stance when I was exiting the arena probably 2 years ago, and we had gotten blown out. People were mad, red face, tears. I mean, it was a rough game. But as I was going down the elevator, a little girl, her mom, and a really old lady were there. And the mom of the little girl looked over to the old lady and said, "Mom, this was the best night ever. Thank you for taking us to our first Husker game." And she was like, "It's all good. This is what we saved up for." And I'm like, quiet in that elevator.
Oh,
Did you guys did you shout it to her?
Bro, I was like getting ready to, well up because it's like, whoa, the thing that we get so used to seeing and that we almost expect to see. This is a first time for someone. And, you got 12 to 16,000 people there. You better believe that, like, it's some people's first experience. So I got to show out a little bit.
Yeah,
Is that like a mentality you carry into every game that you go do? Is just like, it's not about, I've done this a million times.
Yeah.
It is that first experience for someone, and I want to make it special.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's not only, me, just D. Wayne wanting to make it special. Of course I want to make it special, but I'm now representing the brand. Right. And the Huskers want to make everything special for all of their fans. So it's really cool to be able to kind of take that and have that mentality and they accept that and like it.
Well, it's like, it just reminds me of, bands when they play shows and concerts. It's like, I got to give this crowd who paid their hard-earned money, are they necessarily coming to see D. Wayne? Not necessarily.
Exactly.
But it's just that constant mentality of, okay, I got to put on a show. I got to make these fans feel like their hard-earned money is being put to use and is, it's worth coming to PBA. If the team's not good, at least there's something.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a part of it. It's fan experience. There's an entire team, and it kind of extends throughout the different departments. So, when a fan walks in, it's the people grabbing their tickets, right? They're part of the PBA staff. And then if they're, courtside, there are people greeting them, right? And there's a certain kind of mentality and friendliness and camaraderie that we all share.
Right.
And I just end up getting to be the public facing side of it all.
Yeah.
All right. Who's your favorite coworker and what are their social tags?
Yeah.
That's a heavy.
I'm kidding. Don't answer that unless you want to. I'm kidding. Don't answer that.
He's like,
yeah. You thought, for those of you who can't see, he thought about it.
Yeah.
The wheels are turning.
I love dancing.
Now, you also do DJing for the women's basketball team.
Yes.
And you talked about, before we went on air, just like the different music that you play and like how you've evolved a little bit. Just kind of get into what you were talking about with us. Just how you go about, okay, this is the right music to play this, and this is the time to do that. Like, just get into all that.
So I like to think of it, for me, as like a movie. You ever sit down and watch those Disney movies or like Coach Carter or something?
Oh, yeah.
And it's always the songs that you'll hear in those movies. And not exactly that, but again, we get back to that talk about energy. So I'm thinking, how do we build the energy in the room? Of course, it's going to lean towards the athlete. So before fans come in, I'm playing music, and it's generally hip-hop. The athletes like hip-hop. They like some pop, hip-hop, and a few throwbacks. I'm sliding all that around, but it's not necessarily the music that our fans are going to want to hear. Yo, as soon as they take a step off the court, if you come through to the women's games, which you should, you will hear it. As soon as they take a step off the court, I'm sliding into some Ray Charles, some Stevie Wonder,
some Sweet Home Alabama or something.
Appealing to the masses.
Yeah, it's something, because it's about creating that moment for everyone. So while the athletes are preparing, you want to give them tracks that are sending that message of we're getting ready to work hard. Right, so Drake's big rings, Drake's trophies, a lot of Drake, right? They enjoy Drake. J. Cole has a lot of songs that kind of fit in that. I do try to pick songs that have that message of like, can't be stopped, won't be stopped.
Right.
Win. Yeah.
Win.
J-Rock.
Yeah.
And so as soon as they leave, now it's time to create the movie for the audience. So we're playing Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
The things that you're like, yeah, me and my family are going to get popcorn and watch the basketball game.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we build the tension back up as pregame goes on. So, and then it ends with that Rocky song that we play, Going the Distance.
See, I could never be a DJ because my personal biases would come into play. Like, I'd be playing Wu-Tang.
Oh, I'm shocked
I'd be
by
playing
the Wu-Tang sticker on your laptop.
I'd be playing Pantera.
Oh my!
I would be playing the Suicide Boys. Shout out! Like, I'd be playing stuff that I like, and everyone would just be like, "Dude, get this dude off the fucking."
Yeah.
You'd have the old people, the blue hairs, like, what is this rah-rah music?
I mean,
what the hell?
There's room for it though, right? Like, there's room for your personal taste. You can slide a little
yeah.
something in there. Educate the people.
This is just what I like.
Yeah,
I don't care what you like.
DJ prerogative. Big Sean's my favorite rapper.
Big Sean.
Yeah, I love Big Sean more than anyone, and I know people laugh at him, but I love his story. I slide so many Big Sean songs in. You wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe. And it's small, tiny moments that no one's going to really
see. But those are just in your heart. You're like, oh, yeah.
Got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
I believe it's Burn by Big Sean.
Yes.
Throw your bitch off that backboard, she throw it back. I don't know. It works. It's basketball.
I don't play Bird.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Moves like I got the moves.
Yeah.
You know? Last night took an L, but tonight I bounce back. Yeah.
So every song that you play, it is edited, right?
Absolutely.
Like you can't be. Have you ever like made a mistake though? Like
yes.
What was the most egregious one?
I would say, you know what? The most egregious mistake wasn't even on a song that wasn't clean. It was "Who Wants to Smoke" by Nardo Wick.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know if y'all know how that song goes, but it's a part where he's like, "What the fuck is that?" And it bleeps it out. So we're in the arena, and it's boom, 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 boom. What the fuck is that? Boom, boom. And the F is thick, and the K is thick. So boom, 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 boom. What the fuck is that?
So it's not even censored, really.
Barely censored. Yo, at the next 3 events that we did, I got a reminder from my supervisor. Hey, just that one song.
Don't do that.
Boom, 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 boom. Can we just not play that song?
You just see people in the crowd start to do this.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Just looking back.
And then there's the guys like me and Jared in the crowd like, fuck yeah, baby.
The student section's like, finally.
Of course, right? But it's that line that sometimes my personal music taste slides in there, and I forget that. But I love it. I've got a loving team that'll pull me back.
Yeah. Do you have any like crazy stories like on the court or like in the backgrounds? You know, they're playing and you're kind of standing around anywhere. Like anything crazy happened? Because we just saw that like DoorDash guy, the DoorDash deliverer, like walk onto the court, stop the game, said he had maybe it was Uber Eats, I don't know. But like, are there any stories like that happened like at PBA?
There was once where there was like a tissue hanging from the center screen, that big Husker Vision screen. There was this big old tissue hanging from it from a concert that was held a few nights before. And some way throughout the game, you know how things shake? It had slowly shaken to where it was now visible over the board. And the guy who was my director at the time had to get on the ladder, climb the ladder in the middle of the game, use a stick to get the
It's like Mission Impossible.
Yes, to get it down, and people like clapping for him and everything.
Oh yeah.
Delayed the game for like 10 minutes though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who needs a halftime show?
That was the halftime show.
Oh yeah.
We were thoroughly entertained.
Hey, Red Panda, get that.
She's
I was
like,
kicking plates up there.
Like Red Panda has to be the halftime act that I always hear the most about. Like, you know, I get to meet all these cats, and everyone that I run into talks about Red Panda. Is that everyone's favorite, y'all's favorite halftime act?
I mean,
I think the most famous.
Yeah, she's definitely the most famous that PBA probably brings in. I mean, I like the dogs. Like when you bring in the dogs and they're throwing frisbees across.
My dogs.
Like so, you said you get to interact with them and stuff. Do they like? They're like, hey, hold this dog. I gotta go to the bathroom.
And usually not. They're like the halftime act's usually very particular about everything.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
You know, because I mean, I guess you fly a few thousand miles with whatever.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like,
they know.
But I always wish, man, I like especially Christian and Scooby. You know, shout out to Christian and Scooby, man.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like
I like that.
I've always
bad
wanted
for that little
to just,
dog.
like hold Scooby,
Little Chihuahua, right?
Yeah. But you know, that's a man's dog, and
Dog.
Dude, that dog's got miles on him too. How long can Scooby go? That's the real question.
Man, Scooby seems to live forever, man. Scooby is forever, honestly.
Yeah.
Scooby is forever.
Scooby is forever.
So I'm not asking what the best halftime act is, but you said you get to meet all the halftime acts.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite that you've met, like got to like talk to and hang out with? Can you say that?
Yeah, absolutely. See, now this is tough because everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
It's a very tight-knit circle.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'd say in terms of seeing them interact with the crowd, the Simon Says guy.
Oh, I like that guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Steve Max.
He's like, get out of here. Get out of here.
That's a master of an audience, and that's, you know, what's important for me, right? Watching him being able to encapsulate people and then get them to do what he says, right? Of course, you can play the game, but with the game moving that fast, how easy would it be to just be like, forget this, I'm not listening to this guy.
Right.
But
Right.
everyone stays engaged.
Yeah.
And I think that's super powerful. The Amazing Sladek is another one that, I mean, captivates crowds. He's the acrobat. He's America's oldest daredevil acrobat.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah. Oh,
okay.
man.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Chairs.
holy
Yeah,
fuck.
he's stacking the chairs. Man, I mean, that's like a performer's life. He doesn't fly. He drives everywhere.
Wow.
So he gets in his little car and he will drive from New York, where he lives, all the way to LA for a show. Then he'll drive down to Texas, and then he'll drive to Connecticut. I mean, he lives this life.
Wow.
And I think that is just the most gangsta shit ever.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
About it.
And we haven't talked about my favorite halftime performer this year. His name was D. Wayne.
Oh,
The living legend beatboxer.
Oh,
So
man.
we're gonna put you on the spot.
Oh God.
Let's do it.
Are you gonna? Can you give us some beatboxing on the fly?
Yeah.
Like, what do you got? Like, it's not like a long thing. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't want you to break my microphone.
Like 25 minutes maximum.
Yeah.
We got a 45-minute show.
Like, we have he's got two like professional careers here. He's got the MC for the University of Nebraska athletics, and then he's also like a kick-ass beatboxer, which I was shocked the amount of noises you can get out of your mouth.
Hopefully I can give you a couple. Different no, different block, different no, different rock. Yo, big red.
Holy shit! Fucking go!
Do we have a new intro?
First of all,
No Block, No Rock podcast.
I heard a drop in there. Maybe a few.
Yeah.
And I hope you weren't weirded out by me like looking in your mouth.
No, yeah, go for it.
Damn! Look at that.
Be like my dentist.
So when did you start beatboxing? Like, how did that become a thing?
In 2009, I was in drumline, my high school. I, was making noises like the drums. Boom, 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 boom. There was a dude named Nick Dahlquist who was doing an acapella group as a senior, I guess, and he was making noises. And I was like, man, maybe I can make some kind of noises. So I did something that beatboxers call a click roll, and that was the only noise I knew how to make. It goes like this.
I can't do that.
It's so hard to even describe how it's done. It really is. So I spent the time going.
And they're like, get this guy out of here. That's all the noises he made.
Yeah, like literally, what is he
That's
doing
it?
here? So I did that, that was end of freshman year of high school. And then, fast forward to senior year, friends pulled a little bet, said if I won prom king, I had to perform in front of everyone. I won prom king.
Hey, royalty up in here.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not worthy.
Yeah.
We're not
We have
worthy.
the, we have
this man
the
his
TikTok
crown.
king and the prom king here.
Right.
Yeah.
Room full of kings.
Prom king is worth more.
So yeah, performed there. People started kind of reaching out, asking me to do little parties, bar mitzvahs.
Damn.
Then October of 2012, I did a TED Talk on the history of beatboxing and how it's kind of progressed up to that point. Obviously now that is literally a decade old. So I hope people don't watch that and go, he's inaccurate because so much has happened since then. 'Cause
Right.
It really has been a decade since then. But did that TED Talk and that really spurred all the things, man.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm watching tonight, so
Yeah,
I'm going to
please
be
do.
taking notes.
You'll see a baby D, man.
I don't think we can say that on this.
I was waiting.
Hey, Connor sees a baby D every time he looks in the mirror.
I'm clothed occasionally.
He hates
Calm
being
down.
reminded of it. Leave him
Yeah.
alone.
I hear enough of that at home.
Leave Connor alone.
Sensitive soul.
Poor guy. Poor little guy. I was gonna ask you, like, I saw on your resume that you had done like a TED Talk.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just very interesting because you're not gonna. How often do you see or hear a TED Talk about beatboxing of all things? It's just kind of amazing how much they've branched out into like, because it used to be just boring academic types, you know,
or it used to be like all like self-improvement stuff and like
Yeah. And now it's definitely open to more like creative.
yeah.
So what was that experience like? Did they reach out to you?
Yeah. They reached out to me and I sent in an application and it got approved. And basically from there, it's like you start writing and then you meet with the coaches either weekly or, bi-weekly. and you work on your presentation, right? It's 20 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes, or 15 to 20 minutes. There was a certain number, but I don't remember exactly which one it is. But it's 15 to 20 minutes, and you write your script, and you kind of get it set, and then you stand it up, is what we call it, getting it in front of people, and you practice and practice until you have it.
Was it kind of surreal, like going through, like knowing you were going to be doing a TED Talk?
Oh yeah, I completely blanked right before we rehearsed, and I completely forgot everything I was going to say.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I stood up there and I was like,
You just started beatboxing right away. Buy yourself some time.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Boom, 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 boom,
All right. Where did that TED Talk take place? Just real quick. I know.
No, yeah, you're good.
This is an NET studio, so where the currently Nebraska Public Media, I think, is.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right, well, we're going to reset the cameras, take a little break, refill our beers, and we'll be right back.
Yep.
Indeed.
Hey.
Boom.
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
All right. Thanks, Troy. We were asking you, because, you're a beatboxer.
Yes.
Your favorite, song with the best drums is? What's your favorite song with the best drums?
Gotta be Laid to Rest. Laid to Rest by Lamb of God.
Hell yeah.
Laid to Rest by Lamb, because it has this, the drum is so gnarly. It's like,
do it.
There it is.
Like, it's, man.
Get you going.
Right. Put it in post, man. This thing literally rock your face.
My face is melting.
Yeah, man. It melts my face. So that's some heavy drums. And I love rock drums. Rock drums are awesome. I love me some hip hop too.
Right.
But knowing that some guy took two sticks and moved them so quickly and hit things so hard that it makes you feel that way.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You can't beat that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like best drummers, I know you guys, this isn't very interesting to you guys, but like Neil Peart from Rush, I like what I was saying before, Jay Dilla doing hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
Just Mike, who's your favorite drummer? Vinny Paul of Pantera.
As we're talking about best drummers, a guy that gets slept on so hard all the time is Flava Flav. The man plays 50. No, seriously.
Really?
The man plays 15 instruments.
He doesn't just go.
No, he's an incredible musician. He was Beck before Beck was Beck.
Oh,
Flava
he was a loser before it.
Flava Flav does not get the credit he deserves. He is an incredible musician.
I've never heard someone ride for Flava Flav like this.
Yeah, I heard. And so it's
He is a Flava Flav stan.
So I did my junior year. I bought a big clock.
Oh my God! Of course you did.
Hopefully that's all you did to look like him.
Town of 500 people.
Jesus.
Yes, good job.
Junior year of college. You jackass.
okay.
I went to the University of Nebraska.
Oh, okay. Well, touche.
Just a clock, though. Just the clock.
Just the clock.
Nothing else.
You'd be shocked how few people got it.
Yeah.
So shocked. I thought it was cool. I tweeted a picture at Flava Flav. He did not like my tweet.
Oh no! Wait, didn't like it, or just literally didn't like it?
No, just didn't like it.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
No, it wasn't he wasn't
I
like,
thought
fuck you, pussy. No.
What you doing wearing my clock?
Well, that's why he's still defending him now. If he would have told him,
I think the big thing was that the big clock I had was a Casio, and that was way below his
Casio.
way below his benchmark.
It's a SpongeBob Casio.
straight off the wall from his kitchen,
Straight from Goodwill.
Took a string, put it around it.
Some yarn.
All right, let's get this shit back on the rails. All right. We have the MC of women's and men's basketball, what kind of DJ / MC, the personality of the basketball program in general. So let's start with the ladies because they're still playing.
Yes.
We got some ballers here. Can we talk a little bit about women's basketball? Because we've never had any ladies on here yet. Actually, we've had one girl on the podcast ever from Northwestern.
Right?
Yeah,
but we've only had one female on the podcast. We've never had any lady come on the podcast yet, whether it's volleyball, softball. We have some softball players lined up, but softball, basketball, etc. Talk about the season. Talk about what it's like knowing some of those girls, because you know them outside of basketball. So let's get into that a little bit because people, including myself, and I need to get better at that. It was watching and paying attention to women's athletics because they've been carrying this university for so long.
Yeah.
And
give them their roses while they're still alive.
Shed the light on them, and we got a perfect guy to do it. So what do you got?
In regards to, the whole shining a light on women's sports, it's one of those things where I think there's almost needs to be like a stripping of an importance for us as fans. Right. There's always this emphasis on let's make an effort to support more women's sports, where I'm like, let's make an effort to try to take down those walls that tell us that there's this massive difference.
Right.
Right. Because even now we're like, oh, wow, look at the team, team, man, it's Huskers, go Big Red.
Exactly. We all wear red at the end of the day, right?
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm like, get out to every Husker game, right? Women's, men's, because like you said, some people sleep on it. And now they're like, wait a second, this has been happening the whole time.
Right.
Just let me tell you, at the beginning of the season, it was like, yo, they're kicking it. And, every loss, you see it happen. And because you were there at the beginning of the season, you know the potential of the team. So those losses don't mean this is a bad team. And you've watched other sports teams, and you say that loss there means y'all a bad team. But you don't think that, you don't really ever think that with this group. And I mean, it's been like that, right? Coach Williams is phenomenal.
Top notch.
Yes.
Top notch.
Yeah. Well, she is Nebraska. She is a alum. Like people talk about, we had former head coach Scott on, he was our former coach here, right? Nebraska alum, right?
Oh,
obviously that
What's
didn't
so
pan
funny?
out.
What's so funny? We just
We don't. Oh yeah. By the
Did
way,
anyone give him the rundown?
We don't say we don't say that name on this podcast anymore.
Yeah.
But,
no, you can even try it. Try to say it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, try.
Scott.
Yeah.
It just happened. But
so you can say Scott Fraud. You can say Scott Fuck. But you absolutely cannot say Scott. You can't do it.
Even if you try your hardest.
That's so funny. Wait, let me try. Scott.
See?
Yeah, you can't do it.
Even as skilled as you are,
I know,
with
I'm
your
like,
mouth.
This is wild. I don't know how to get the
This is no
technology
block,
wired.
no rock, baby. Let's go. Amy Williams is alum. She is respected. And it's so great that the team is, because they could have called it quits. They didn't make the NCAA tournament. They could have called it quits.
Yeah.
No, they're grinding it out. They're winning the WNIT right now, and it's awesome. I mean, if you wear red, you should be watching these games.
Yeah, and it does. When you said like they keep grinding it out, it almost feels like it just hasn't stopped.
No,
like
exactly.
This is the team,
Right?
Like regardless of whether they make a tournament or whether they had 5 wins, they fight, and I enjoy watching them because you see it solidify. Or if the game starts off loose, you watch them solidify. And Coach, she's passionate, but she also allows them to do what they have to do and what they need to do. Obviously, the coaches are guiding them, but you can tell that they're working things out on the court, and it is fun to watch. It's really fun to watch. I'd say in regards to like fans, how the fans are in there, they're loud. Like it's not, doing backflips in your seat loud, but they're intentionally loud, right? They came because they're choosing to spend a Sunday night supporting their team, and they show it. And that's awesome. We had a record show out this year too, at the Iowa game.
It's the Iowa game, yeah.
Yep,
Caitlin Clark, who's just a freaking monster.
Caitlin Clark is a fucking baller.
What are you gonna do?
I hate
Iowa with every bone in my body, but that chick is so good.
It is the
It's
only
insane.
Iowa player that I will straight up just give massive credit to. Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
That girl's a baller.
Yeah, she's going to be making a lot of money soon.
Yeah.
That's for sure. If she's not already, I'm sure NIL's took care of her.
Yeah,
but-
I'm sure she's doing okay.
she's probably
better.
She's probably doing better than all of us.
Well, you know what? With an athlete that serious, she might not be doing no NIL.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, maybe a few, but like, I could see her be like, I'll do it for the ball that I'm shooting with at practice.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I mean, she's really good.
Yeah.
Like you don't get that by not being on the court every second you can.
Minus like the 10 steps she takes. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it works.
Who else is incredible? Jazz Shelley. She just hit that half court buzzer beater.
And her accent, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Can you do an impression of her Australian accent?
Absolutely not.
I'm not gonna ruin that.
Yeah, that would be horrible. I do love the accents. Though.
Oh, I love.
Yeah.
Well, tell the story that you were telling us before when you were. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was out and ran into Jazz, and we're just having a conversation, and someone comes up and they go half court shot and raise their hand up in the air for a high five. And I'm like, instinctively, I reach up and slap their hand, high five, because
I don't leave anyone hanging.
I do the half court shots at the men's game, right?
Yeah.
It's a competition. Spin the dice, see how many shots you get. And then after I did it, he looks at me, I look at him, I look at Jazz, look back at him, he looks at Jazz. I'm like, that wasn't for me, was it? She was like, yeah, high five. I was like, half court contest, half court actual shot. Yeah.
The queen was sitting there.
Yeah. And I gave
She
her a
knew
high
what she
five.
was doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's cool as being able to see some of the athletes outside of work, so to speak.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, not that we're all super close or anything like that. Like, there's still students and athletes, and I'm not a student and I'm like a worker.
Yeah.
So it is all just in passing and whatnot. But the energy that they have is that of regular people. And I feel like I always have to say this, especially in regards to women's athletes, where they're not only dealing with a little bit of the stardom, but people are saying like, ooh, like, look at them, kind of sexualizing a little bit.
yeah.
Right.
And they'll see something on Instagram where it's very nicely posed and like, man, that must be their entire personality. But these are regular people, right? I think about moments where I get to be down somewhere. If I have my phone with me and I have a free moment, man, I'm snapping shots. If I have a friend who's good at taking photos, I'm getting them to take nice photos of me. Like, get out of here with all that, man.
Right. Well, and I've seen you showing ass on Instagram. No one's saying that about you.
Look, I got to let it hang out.
Yeah, exactly. Get it?
Going back to the half court thing, can we all agree? I mean, I guess it'd just be you and I because they weren't at the game with me because they chose not to come with me.
Rub it in.
Eric Strickland had the worst half court performance of the year, right?
Yes.
Come on now.
Bar none.
What happened?
Love
you.
Strick. Love
Come
Strick, man.
on.
Like, much respect, much
you
love.
played in the NBA and he could barely hit the backboard.
Look, I think it was one of those, you're doing it for the love of the people.
Maybe.
It was alumni night, right?
Yeah, I get that.
It was like,
it was bad.
I think about it like this. If I'm a former athlete, right, and I'm strict, and I get out there and there's every single alumni from all of the teams, and they're like, make the half court shot. If I try, then I don't make it, I look bad.
Right.
I would much rather toss that thing up and get the crowd hyped and just keep on moving.
You gotta act like you don't care.
Act like you don't care. Yes.
But like your competitor, right?
Yes.
Your competitor. And you do that, and I'm just saying, from the 300s.
Yeah, you was like, it looked mighty weak from all the way up there.
I'm just saying, I think my 10-month-old daughter could have got it closer than Eric Strickland did at the halftime show.
And that's, if you're gonna try, it's so much smarter to just put way too much power behind it than not get it there. Like you
look. That's limp wrist.
I'm not gonna say you look like a bitch. That would be mean. I'm not gonna say that.
But
no, fuck it. I'm gonna say it. You look like a bitch.
Like, you have to make it to the rim.
You gotta at least touch. Like, if you don't touch rim, hit backboard.
Or
throw
the camera person behind the backboard.
That's even funnier. That's good content.
Bro,
that's
this
good for
ain't
the social media.
This ain't 50 Cent throwing the first pitch out. like come on, Strick.
It was so bad.
Didn't he play for like almost 10 years in the NBA? Like, he was in the league for a while.
That's
you're
what
gonna
I'm
tell
saying.
me you're gonna tell me like during an NBA practice you didn't just fuck around and just do like half court shots,
toss it up
half the time. Come on.
Let me say this. You were just talking about like knowing the person outside of the sport and everything. Yeah. Everybody sitting at this table has dicked around and shot half court shots. And they still look better than Eric Strickland that night. A half court. I'm just telling you.
Like, I bet a normal person.
You give me 2 shots from half court right now, I can touch rim. Like, I'm not saying I'm gonna make it.
Look, I guaranteed this man sitting right here.
Yeah.
That you gave me 3 shots, I'm making one of them.
You said that.
I guaranteed it.
And you will not.
I guaranteed it.
Okay, hold on. You're saying that right now.
I'm saying it right now.
Jeez. All right.
There is a basketball court at my apartment complex.
Yeah,
my apartment complex is that's 1 mile down the road.
Correctly?
Yeah, is that accurate?
Nobody said it was sized correctly.
It's got the double metal rims with the
Nobody
chain,
said that.
the chain net.
The unbreakable.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying it's a guarantee.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some sort of Kyle View Productions.
Kyle's gonna have to set up the cameras to make himself look like a jackass.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. And guess what? You're gonna have to edit it too, my friend.
Yeah, I'll gladly do it after I make it. I'm telling you,
he'll self-record him later on and be like, "See, I told you I made it."
It's a guarantee.
I'll place this bet right now. If in 3 shots you make a half court shot, I will let you break Mike's laptop in half.
Deal.
Fuck that.
Well, I already made the
Solid.
He said deal.
Yeah,
this is the brains of the podcast, guys. Like, if you break this, the podcast is over.
But think of the content.
No,
You're being selfish.
The content.
You're being selfish.
Content is king.
So, okay, I guess we're doing that. Okay.
yeah, no, we're not doing that. But we
Kyle-
will watch him shoot 3 half-court shots, and I bet he's going to make one. Guaranteed.
Dude, Kyle is he almost did a perfect game in bowling.
That was impressive. Kyle
273.
He bowled a 273 recently.
Like,
He had 9 strikes in a row. 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say the only reason he did get a 10th in a row is because there was this nice young lady in the lane next to us that yelled his name in his backswing. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
To be clear, though, she was bowling with a guy named Kyle, so she's trying to get his attention in the middle of me bowling.
Yeah. And it just happened to share. Yeah.
just some drunk bitch going,
It was a total shank,
Hey,
too. As
she
soon
was
as
a
I let
nice
it go-
young lady.
I would have said, no, I'm taking your Kyle's turn now.
Yeah.
Because I'm Kyle, and you ruined my shot by screwing Kyle.
Do you want to know what's even more hurtful?
What's that?
So there was a prize for highest score of the day. This Kyle, this one right here, bowls a 273. The high score is a 279.
All I needed was one more strike.
What was the prize?
I don't know.
It was money.
It was money, yeah.
It was money.
cash.
It was like 150 bucks.
Yeah.
Cash money.
Yeah, 150 bucks.
$150.
Yeah.
Anywho,
You know what beer from Nebraska Brewing Company could buy that?
I was gonna say, you
Conrad
were on
and
the
Harrison,
25
Levis,
cent
Nebraska.
pictures, weren't you at that time?
what?
You were on the 25-cent.
Oh, hell no.
Allie,
You ever been to Mockingbird Lanes?
At a bowling? No.
Oh, hey, no free
I
plugs,
wish.
but I will tell you right, they got the most expensive beer in Omaha.
Yeah.
Bowling alley.
unless you want to keep talking about that.
No,
I mean,
I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm good.
You know,
Kyle,
all right.
I can see the eyes welling up. We don't need to.
Oh,
I'm
cut
sorry.
deep. So D-Wing.
Yo.
Now, when you do these halftime entertainment things, would you say it's like usually kind of the same stuff kind of over and over? Or it kind of differs from time to time, or what?
It varies. So there's like the staple games, but they can be played at any time. So, sometimes they're pregame, sometimes they're halftime. Every now and then it's different.
So, like, my main question is there one that you just, like, hate doing, that you just dread, like, okay, we have to do this, and it just like, damn.
There's one that it's not like I dread it because it's not like I have to do any extra work.
Right.
But I'm like, man, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. It's I'm not gonna say the name of it because obviously sponsored.
Yeah. Don't.
Hey, if you don't,
But,
No free plugs.
Yeah, but we put, we give the person with the ball, they have to shoot from 3 points on the court, and then if they make all 3, then they win the prize or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, man, I kind of want it to be more dynamic. I wish it was like, get closest to making a dunk or something like that, or like a half court. But like, hey, make a regular basket.
Yeah. Do a layup, do a free throw, make a 3, right?
Yeah, like something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a regular basket.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm just kind of like,
just vanilla.
Yeah, I'm a little lukewarm with that one because they're, if they're somewhat athletic, it's not that difficult.
Yeah.
Right.
So you said like closest to making a dunk. Would you believe I can dunk?
You can dunk?
No, I said, would you believe it?
No. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
It seemed like he was like halfway there.
No.
I was. You said, would you believe I can dunk? I'm like, for real?
No,
Dude, not even
a
with
little.
not even with Doc Martens and a trampoline.
Yeah. So the game where they like hide the bill on the court,
Yes.
find in the spotlight. You ever consider just like grabbing with your shoe when they get close? I'm like, nah, fuck you, not today. You ever consider it?
Yo,
Come on, don't lie.
I've considered a ton of things with that. But I tell you what, people want that game played so fair and square. Like, I will.
You ain't wrong.
People will yell at me if they think that the person touched it and I didn't say, like, okay, they got the money. I'll walk off and then be like, hey, they touched that, right? Their hands was right there.
It's not like it's coming out of your paycheck. Like, why the fuck would you care?
No, that's what I'm saying. But people care. Like, people care about the well-being of the blindfolded person. They're like, you put them in our care. We led them to the money, and then you didn't give them the money.
The heck, D-Wing?
Yes. I think the last time this happened on Twitter, I had to like let someone know, like, we ended up giving it to them. Yes. Like,
Clear the air. Quit trolling me on Twitter. We took care of it.
because the original rules, they got to grab it. It's not enough to just touch it because you're blindfolded.
Right.
You touch it and then move over. And
You
then
touch everything.
You just touch everything. Yeah.
If you touch it and you can't grab it, you deserve to lose.
There we go.
Yeah.
I love the people that I mean, because we help them. We're in the crowd. We're like, boo, right? And they get there, and they're freaking like on top of it, crawling all over it, and the time goes. And they pull the blindfold off. They pull it off. They're like, what the fuck? I'm sitting on it. And that is my favorite.
Every single person who does it that doesn't win will say the exact same thing.
Uh-oh.
Every single person. They'll say, everybody has an opinion on what I should have done and how I should have done it. But no, you don't know shit until you stand out there with the blindfold on and you have 12,000 people yelling at you.
Oh, yeah. So,
you idiots! Oh, God.
Regardless of game and minus the Strickland, what's the funniest loss you've ever seen out there for any game?
Funniest loss. Are you talking for the basketball team?
No, not for the basketball team. For the
There's too many to
games.
remember.
Oh my God, for the mini games, whatever you want to call them.
The entertainment.
Whatever.
I would have to say it has to be a kids. When we do like kids, you know.
Oh, you're
kids
just laughing at
contest.
kids?
Yo, because
hit Twitter with that.
Fuck them kids.
Yo, just got to put on the big shoes, and then they get to running, but then they trip over the shoes. You know, but then the whole crowd sees them as kids, so you get the full reaction. You know, they just trip a small amount. They trip it on their side, and you get the whole and then you see the kid trying to get back up and getting the shoe on, and here comes the other kid, zoom, right past them. I find that hilarious, man. And then they're trying to get the ball up high enough to shoot the daggone. Yes.
That's pretty brutal to watch, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
When they don't have the physical strength to
get the
actually
ball high enough
to do the game, it's like, gosh.
You're like, ha ha!
Yeah,
I could do that.
Swat that motherfucker.
It's a building full of adults who are very capable. Watching kids,
especially at PBA now with all their drinks.
Yeah. Keep going, try again.
$10 beers, let's go.
Oh man,
that's great.
Oh, fantastic.
So yeah, that's
They're
gotta be
free
the
here.
fun. That's gotta be the funniest.
I guess this is the last question I have. If you guys have others, but when you're doing these things, do you ever have players look at you and go, God damn, dude, get off, you know what I mean? Just during those moments, whether it's not going well for the team or whatever, and you have to go out on the court and do your thing.
Yeah.
You're getting paid.
Yeah.
And they're just like, God, dude, just go away. Or just
they're
something
getting
like
paid too. So
or you get in the way. You've gotten in the way. Yeah, that's true. And they're like, do they know your name?
Yeah.
Like, D-Wayne, get the fuck out of here.
So actually the marketing director, pardon me, the marketing director is actually looking out for some of those things. So I'm just kind of toddling onto the court.
Right.
And they're like, D-Wayne, look out for the opposing team to the right. Okay, watch out for Herbie.
Nice.
Because it's all happening
It's
in
all
my
plugged
ear.
in your
It's all
ear,
plugged in my ear. So watch out for Herbie on the left. Hey, we start in 15 seconds. Make sure you don't move any further past this line and that line. Okay, we start in 7. Oh, one more thing. We're adding this and this and that. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, you're on the camera. Nope, other camera D. Okay, there you go.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's
a lot of chirping.
That is
no
chaos.
kidding.
Yeah, that's all happening in my
meanwhile,
ear, so.
everybody's clapping and shit.
Yeah.
yeah, literally. It all happens at once. So I guess I wouldn't say that I've ever gotten in the way because they kind of look out for me.
Yeah.
But in those moments where they're down or something like that, I think it's cool to remember, for me at least, that I'm just about invisible to the team.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because each of us are playing the role. So, we end up rounding back to this energy thing again.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can help the audience get, just to that next level, they don't got to go crazy, but just be a little more positive. The players can feel that. And y'all know that, right? Y'all know that energy transfers on the court, on the field, whatever. So, I think I'd hope that they think that it's helping them. So when they hear me going buck wild when we're down by 20, they're not like,
Right.
Yeah.
You should. I'm the reason why they're even cheering right now.
But I do have people tweet at me when those moments happen. I have people do not. There's some people who are not D-Wayne fans, man.
No.
That's real. They are non-D-Wayne fans.
Well, and that's the thing about your job is, and I've learned this about putting your face on TikTok. You put yourself out there.
Yep.
And sometimes you're wrong or right. A lot. Or you put your face is out there and it's just you have a Twitter account and
they'll find you.
Yeah.
That it's kind of the risk of the job, I guess.
Absolutely.
Do you even read the replies anymore?
Every now and then, yeah. I like to reply to people, you know, and criticism isn't bad. there could be very easily, right? One of you could very easily have my job instead of me, right? It's just timing, placing, right? The work that I've done
I
beforehand.
can't do that. No.
I mean, it's just like
You should see
some
Mike
people
on
would
camera.
say-
really bad.
Yeah, you look like you'd be great.
You give. I have a face for radio. That's.
I wouldn't say all that. You got a great smile, man.
Yeah, that's cute.
But it's like, I'm not going to be for everyone, but if I can appeal to a large amount of people and help achieve the goal, then I don't have to worry about those folks. But it is still nice to like see those things and stay humbled, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing to humble you like random people, man.
Right.
Oh my God.
Some bot on Twitter that tweets at you, right?
Some bot will get you, man. Your homie will be telling you something for months, and then some bot on Twitter will be like, "Haven't you ever considered cutting your hair?" You're like, damn.
Dude,
actually,
I've said this for so long. Like, the insults that cut the deepest are like genuinely the most superficial. And it's like, why my favorite, you actually touched on it. Like, one of my favorites is nice haircut. You don't have to say anything after that. Or, so actually, we talked about the Storm Chasers earlier, and this was like the one time I really got caught for like, I didn't really have an idea of what I was doing. I was yelling at a right fielder, and I don't
Because
remember
right
his-
field sucks.
Yeah,
obviously.
I don't remember his number, so I'm just gonna throw in 32 as his number. And I remember yelling, "Hey, 32!" And he looked over at me, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
What are we doing now?
And so like the first thing that came to my head was like, "Did they offer you any pants that fit?" And he like looked down, like looked at his pants, and looked at me. He's like, "Is there something wrong with them?"
He took his pants.
And so, like, I legitimately, this is not a joke. This actually happened. I remember yelling back. It's like, I didn't think I'd get this far. Like, I got your attention, and then you respond. I didn't think I would get this far. I was just yelling to yell. Like, I've had a few beers. You're out there playing AAA. I'm up here just hammered in the upper deck.
Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. I remember, yes, I didn't think
He
I'd
was
get this
working,
far.
you were not.
Yeah, and then he did clown me. It's like, if you're going to talk shit, like, you better have a reason. It's like, no.
I don't.
No.
No, I don't have a reason.
I just mess with you.
Yeah, that was it.
I was like the people that hit those outfielders, and they're like, "Hey, right hand for blondes, left for brunettes, go!" And you get the some that are like, they have fun. They're like, they're AAA baseball,
Ass or boobs?
Yeah, ass or boobs. Oh.
What was funnier about that story is, so like, after I yell at their right fielder, I'm leaning over their bullpen. My sunglasses were on my shirt; they fell in.
Of course.
And the pitcher threw them back up, and I had to be like, "Thanks, dude. Sorry about your teammate."
Stupid.
I felt like such a jackass, and then I did it again. So moving on.
So Dwayne, you are our second MC on the pod. We have our good friend Andrew Rogers, and he does the UNO Maverick games.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got a spiel, like his go-to, like, make some noise, right? What is your go-to? I mean, I know, like, you go in there and you're like, all right, come on, give me a go big. I mean,
Yeah.
like, what is your like
Your
go-to
signature.
thing, your signature that you have to do to get people going?
Ooh.
And get into it a little bit. I want to
my
hear it.
Nebraska's down by 20. What do you do?
No. Let's not do that. No, we want Nebraska's playing Iowa. We're kicking, or maybe it's a close game. You got to get that last push. You got to get the fans going.
Okay.
We need that last bit of intensity to have like the actual sixth man.
Yeah. So, in those moments, obviously, I'm going to yell and get a little crazy in there. But sometimes, in a moment like that, it's so easy to get sucked into the score that I don't think people remember how big this moment is for the players down there. So I lead in with something like, fans, take a look at the score. You know the pressure. Could you imagine feeling it yourself and being responsible? Now is the time for you to help your team on the court now.
Dang.
Woo! Call to
On
action,
your
baby.
Feet.
I just got
Call
chills.
to action.
Get loud and support
Hell yeah.
your Huskers to this win, right? Something like that.
Woo!
I love that. And then you always
I was about ready to
do
get
your
out of my
go
seat.
big red, and you're like, that's not loud enough. Louder, louder.
I'm so glad you said
Every time. I'm like, I'm screaming. I'm a fucking 28-year-old man screaming for a college kids, and he wants me to get louder.
literally, yo. So I think about this, and it's one of those moments where, again, once the energy starts moving, you can do whatever you want with it, right? That's why people do the wave, right? Once you start doing the wave, everyone's like, hey, like you can't help yourself.
Right.
So once we do a chant where it's like Husker power or, go big red, I'm not a big fan of the like, I can't hear you.
Right.
But it's almost, right then, it's like people know that I'm lying. Of course I can hear you. They understand that, though, this is the moment, right? I'm like, I can't hear you. Go big. Oh yeah. Literally,
I'll fucking show you.
And that's why I show up on Mondays with no vocal cords.
Someone comes down, throws their beer at me. Can you hear me now, T-Way?
Do you ever just want to yell at the crowd and say, can you clap on beat to the fight song, please?
Oh, man.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Keep figuring it out.
Fucking rhythm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's very frustrating sometimes. And you feel like the crazy person because you're doing this same thing at the football game. And
The right way.
Well,
wait, am I doing something wrong? Like, what is going on?
The microphones.
Shit.
The band. So because the microphones insert a delay, the band, if you're next to the band or if you're hearing the natural band with your own ears, you're a little more on beat than the speakers. And the speakers do indeed play the band. So that's why you have...
You ever put the mic close to the band just to fuck with people? See how far off they can get?
You haven't thought of that yet.
I haven't thought of that yet. That's the first.
Giving them ideas over here.
Right. Because they are surrounded by microphones. I don't know if you ever seen that. They're surrounded by mics.
Oh my God.
So we sit up top and like sometimes it's like, like when we play like
Mike, quit telling people we're poor. Quit telling people we're poor.
So
My nose is bleeding.
So like you play like Peru State and obviously PBA is not as packed as they are when they play Iowa or Purdue, right? And so I'm always scouting out where I'm going to go down, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, one of the times I was like, hey, let's go right there, right on that, behind the basket. Oh, behind the band. What a terrible fucking idea. You know how loud those things are?
Incredibly loud.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sit behind them, 2 rows actually behind them. Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, you have to, I mean, if you find a lot of people that sit around the band that choose those seats, love it. Right, like I did band in high school. I love band. I would gladly sit there. But if they're like, "Yo, please no," you gotta make sure you check your seats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or steal someone else's seats, like I was doing. I mean,
yes. Steal seats.
Don't sit there.
You think it comes in like a warning? Is like hearing loss may be imminent?
I don't know. Like I'm not a season ticket holder in the lower bowl, but I'd imagine they have to have something because when I sit in the stadium, I have something that's like a what do they call that?
Waiver?
Like a block. Like there's something that blocks my vision. Oh, right?
Obstruction.
Yeah, obstruction. Right. Yeah. And I sit in the south end zone in like row 73. There's nothing that obstructs my vision. Right. I'd imagine if you sit behind the band, there has to be an obstruction of hearing. Right.
What?
And you'd think like Mike is scoping out where to go. Like maybe there's a reason why no one's sitting there, Mike. Maybe you're just like,
that's a very solid point.
I mean,
I guess I'll sit there.
You got the blue hairs on the sides, and so you got to like find somewhere, behind the hoops.
So when you're at a game next time with someone and they go, hey, those seats over there behind the band, you're going to go.
I do that now. I do. I'm like,
attaboy.
No. Unless you want your eardrums blown. No.
You know the trick?
Fair enough.
You always, no matter what, it's the easiest way to get into any section. Put a drink in your hand. Doesn't matter what it is. Water, soda, beer, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyone stops you, just say, I'm taking this to my grandma. No one will fucking stop you. No one will stop you.
I've never seen that one before.
Yeah. It's another one. To move through crowds, doesn't matter where you are.
My grandma.
You're in a big crowd. You're moving slow. You just yell, hot soup coming through.
Hot soup.
The crowd moves.
It does.
And then as you walk through the middle, you just look over your shoulder like, who yelled that? It works every time.
And hot soup for grandma? I mean, that's just double.
Soup for grandma.
Yeah.
Soup for grandma.
That crowd will split.
They'll fall over. Everyone just hits the floor.
Yeah.
No one in the right mind is going to say, fuck your grandma.
Yeah.
Because that would just be.
If they do, you get real like.
Pour that soup on them.
Whoa, what kind of person are you?
She's in her 80s.
Yeah. Show some respect.
Yeah. You want her to walk up here yourself?
You talking shit about Judy? I'll fuck you up.
Gerda?
That's actually his grandma.
That actually is my grandma's name. I
know
forget
his
Mike
grandma.
actually knows my grandma.
You know your grandma.
I was like, wow, that was
Gertrude is
Did
a
you
nice
see
lady.
the brain reset for a second? It's
Yeah,
like, wait,
you're
oh
like,
shit, that's actually my grandma's
How
name.
did you know my grandma's name?
Okay, so here's the real question. I want complete silence on this.
Uh-oh. Mute us then. No, I'm just kidding.
Does Dwayne, does he get courtside seats? Did you get tickets?
No,
Do you get
Damn.
any tickets?
I do not get any tickets.
They don't even let you go to football games or nothing.
All right, well, episode's over. Nice having you.
Right.
See ya.
What can you do for us?
Right. You're like, when are we getting our tickets?
Yeah, I was like, hey, do you want some good hecklers about really close to you and not way up top?
Wait, hold on. You said good hecklers. What I think you meant to say was hecklers.
That's true.
We're not good
I
at
make
it.
my way into games, and
I mean, you don't sit, right? You just
if there is a seat, I just slide into a seat.
Yeah.
I chat with anyone and everyone, and
Like, you want a t-shirt?
yeah, I'm like, hey, yeah, can I sit here? Cool.
I will say it's really cool. Like, so I was telling you off air that like the first time I went to a basketball game with Mike, I saw you down there as like the Leo DiCaprio moment, in that one movie, and he's like
He's
pointing
holding-
at the TV,
Yeah.
and I was like, hey, I know him. I was like, I like competed against him in high school in speech.
Yes.
He kicked my ass.
Did you ever win?
No, not
Okay,
once.
just double checking.
Anyway, like watching you go off the court and you're like dapping up the security guard and you're like talking to all these people and stuff. I'm like, man, that's awesome that you get to do that, right? Like that you get to go out there and you just like kind of know everybody and you just say what's up to everybody. Like that's super cool.
Man, thank you.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun. And like I said, it's that energy, right? That energy transfer. From the moment I walk in, even if I'm having a shit day, I get to go in and choose my attitude with those people because you won't believe, man, some of those people are doing stuff we wouldn't even think of, right? They're doing hard ass work all day long, and then they come to PBA because they enjoy it. Not because they're making a crazy amount of money or anything, but because they just enjoy it. So I'm like, you know what? Like, they did work all day. I did work all day. I'm tired. They're tired. They get the grind. I get the grind.
Hell
I'm like,
yeah.
what's up, fam? And then we build each other up. And then, hey,
Yeah.
by the time the game starts, we're all wired. We're all wired and ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I told these guys, like, I knew you from high school, competing against each other, get my ass kicked every weekend at, forensics tournaments and stuff. That's like total nerd move, right? But I told these guys, I'm like, look, dude, I'm like, you guys, this dude has a cool fucking story. Like, this guy is like, cream of the crop.
Hey,
Seriously.
thank you, man.
So yeah,
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Seriously. Thanks for having me
Great
on.
way to end it.
Yeah,
man.
that's a good way to.
Oh, no, you're good.
No, you're okay. Well, first, we want to thank you for taking the time out,
Absolutely.
joining us on NBNR. This will be the portion where you tell our listeners, our viewers, where they can find you.
Yeah, plug
If you-
yourself.
if you want people to find you, of course, assuming you do.
Yeah. I am on every social media at ITSDEWAYNE. I put a hyphen in my name, D-WAYNE, because my name is pronounced Dwayne.
Right.
But there's an E in it. It's capital D, little e, capital W-A-Y-N-E. Still pronounced Dwayne. Anyways,
Gotcha.
At It's Dwayne on most all social medias except for LinkedIn. My full name is D-WAYNE Taylor. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn.
So if you have like kids parties or something,
Bar mitzvahs.
bar mitzvahs,
Beatboxing competitions.
I'll say this is gonna cost a little bit of money, so maybe don't book me for your kids' parties, But yes,
Hey, but if they do, it's gonna be a sick fucking party.
yeah, if you do, you're gonna pay for it, and it's gonna be a good party.
I love it. All right, guys, what do you say?
Let's do it.
Okay, I am one of your hosts, Jared Hall.
Mike Delaware.
Kyle Byers.
Connor Cadillac.
Dwayne, and this is no block, no rock. Peace.
That is the best
Let's go.
ending we've ever had.
As always, GBR.